have an important message for you today. Woke up this morning so excited, and all of this started to converge into my mind, and I just had to share it. But anyway, before I share that message, today's message is brought to you by Taco Bell. No, I'm just kidding. Actually, that's part of the message. Part of the message is, part of the message is that sometimes when you're watching like your favorite show on Netflix or like your favorite person on YouTube, and you get these commercials, right? These advertisements that come in and annoy you because you don't want them there, but you don't want to pay to not have those advertisements showing up, right? Like, why should you have to pay to not have them? But anyway, that's not the point. The point is you're not wanting those, and you see them as being really annoying, and you wait for the moment where you can push skip so that you can get on to continuing watching whatever it was that you are watching. Okay. And sometimes, like, at least when I was growing up, commercials could be really cool and like really exciting and entertaining. Not so much anymore. And actually now there's just so many that really do scream propaganda. And like, and especially the ones that are super annoying to me personally are the health ones, the ones that are put out by like pharmaceutical companies. Those ones just really turn me off. I do not like them at all. But I wanted to share with you an experience I had I think it was just like months ago, not very long ago. There was this one particular ad that kept coming on when I was watching stuff, and I would mute it. I would wait until I could push that skip button, just like, I just don't want this. I don't want this in my head. I don't want to think about this. I'm annoyed. I know that all you're doing is trying to, program me into thinking that I need to take your medication, and that will fix all my problems. And it's just very annoying to me. I don't know how much more I can say how it really annoys me, because there's like 100 different side effects that they like rush through at the bottom of their at the tail end of their super happy commercial. And then, oh yeah, by the way, you might die if you take this. And they list off all of the things that might kill you, like, oh my gosh. And we buy into it. That's what's so annoying, is like I've bought into it before, but like as I've gotten older, that advertising has gotten more and more, and there have been more and more like remedies to certain illnesses. Actually, more illnesses have like come up too, since in my lifetime, you know, like where it's like, where the heck is all this coming from? You know, like some of it is probably manufactured. You know, I mean, obviously the remedies, the pharmaceuticals, those are manufactured. But I'm saying some of the diseases, I feel they're manufactured too. But anyway, not really wanting to talk about that. Just the idea of like you're going along, enjoying your life, you know, watching something that you really like and you're enjoying, and then up pops this something that really annoys you, and you just don't, you know, you just don't want to look at that. You don't want to look at it. Well, my experience a couple months ago, I was doing just that, and I didn't mute it. And this is one particular ad that kept coming, and I've seen it many times. Sometimes I mute it, sometimes I don't mute it. Most of the time I skip over it, you know, when I can. But there's like several different versions of this ad. And this particular day, I actually listened to it, not meaning to, but some words towards the tail end of that ad like popped out at me, you know, like it was a message to me. And it was like, oh, this is really weird that I'm getting a message through a really annoying pharmaceutical ad for something that I'm never going to take. But the message came to me that way, and I was just like, wow, that is so funny. But the message that I got, and remember that I've been on a healing journey for a really long time, and yeah, you know, healing my body, you know, I have some things that I've been working on, trying to heal in a more natural way. And it was, and I had been having some symptoms of something, especially the last 10 months, you know, being kind of stuck at home. But anyway, this ad comes on, and blah, 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 blah. And the thing that I heard, the thing that was said in this particular ad was, don't let your symptoms define you. Emerge as you. And that, like, whoa, that was like in my face. And it was like, you know, when something, like when you hear something, when you see something, and it's like, you just know that message is for you. Okay. Like that was it, with the impact. It was like such a huge impact. And I was like, yeah, that's exactly right. Don't let symptoms define you. Emerge as you. So what that means to me, and that message I know was coming from God, universe, source, higher self. It was a divine message for me, okay, in that moment. And so, you know, something that I really felt annoyed by and was really off-putting to me delivered a message to me. You know, it was used by source to deliver a message to me. And I thought, wow, that's amazing. But anyway, so what I think about that message is that I need to look at everything like that. Like when I see things, when I see symptoms, when I see the world, you know, like right now what's going on in my life personally, but then also on a bigger scale in the world, we see the symptoms of illness, of disharmony, disease within the body of of the universe, the collective, the earth. We are sick right now, right? I don't have to convince anybody of that. I don't have to convince you. You can look around and you can see that, yeah, things are pretty sick. We're pretty ill right now, and there could be, things could be better. Okay? What I want to convey is that we see the symptoms. We see the symptoms of the illness of what's happening around us. We see those symptoms. But what we need to do is not internalize everything that is going on around us. I'm not saying dissociate, completely dissociate. That is not what I'm saying. I'm not saying to ignore. I'm saying don't let them define you. Don't let your outside world determine your actions and who don't let it overtake your life and put you in fear to the point where you are immobilized. Immobilized? Is that the word? Does immobilized mean? Yeah, sorry. Sometimes words hit me funny and they don't feel right. Yeah, anyway, hold on. I gotta drink something. Sorry. Sorry, I needed some lemon water. Yeah. Anyway. Don't let those symptoms become you. You are separate from what's happening around you. And again, I'm not saying dissociate. What I'm trying to say is that don't let things on the outside of you, don't let those things dictate your life. Don't let them dictate who you are on the inside. And because your life starts with what's on the inside. The really, really only thing that you have any kind of power over is how you feel. And you can cultivate your personal power and expand that and let that come outside. Let that reflect on the outside. So you are the one to create the life that you want. It starts inside. It starts inside you. And so don't let the outside world, what's outside of you, don't let that determine how you feel on the inside. We have it backwards. We've been taught, we've been programmed to look at our outside world and let that world tell us who we are, instead of and tell us who we are and how we should think and how we should feel, and and to disempower us and put us in fear, so that our world just feels like a huge big gyroscope, and we're just like, we're just going like out of control and feeling so disempowered, when the real power is within us. It's within us. And the way to keep that power is to be yourself. Completely be yourself. No matter what is going on around you, get in to, go within and remember who you are, who you really are on a soul level. Who are you? And be that person. Emerge as you. Emerge as you. That is the way to battle everything in this life. That is the way to find the balance where this gyroscope thing stops and slows down, and then you can move it the way you want to move it. Okay? All right. Yeah, my videos aren't scripted, so if anything I say just kind of seems like, woo, what is, like it has no direction or whatever. I'm just being me. I'm just figuring things out. I don't have a plan. Like, I'm just being me. Okay? So you're going to see that. You're going to see that there's not always, most of the time there's no structure to that, and that's okay. That's how we've always been as children too, right? Like we're just being ourselves. Well, we need to get back to that. We need to get back to being ourselves and being like those little children that we once were. And so be yourself. Be yourself. Do not be afraid to be yourself. And that is how we're going to, how you take back your power, how you emerge as you and overcome the symptoms of everything that's around you. And I mean overcome them, because the more people that do this, the more people that come back to their selves, their true selves, then that is reflected. It's contagious. It's gonna affect so many people, and other people are going to do the same, and then it's going to have that ripple effect, and then things will change. You just have to believe they will change. Another thing I was reminded about this morning is like emerging as you, and like one thing that like popped in my head, and I was just like, really, am I really gonna do that today? in front of people? Okay. Yeah, like one time, in the 80s, when I felt very free, and I just felt very, very much myself. One of the things I really enjoyed for a while was like breakdancing. Like, oh my gosh, I loved it. I loved watching people in the neighborhood do it. Sometimes we'd get under like a carport or something and get a big piece of cardboard out, and like the cardboard was useful for like when you wanted to do backspins or the gyros. Oh, I was just talking about a gyroscope, but that's kind of the motion of the breakdance move called the gyro, and it's so cool. I loved it. I don't know how to do the backspin or the gyro because, man, those aren't easy to do. I don't think they're easy to do. I tried to do them, and it was really difficult, and I just never could get the hang of it. Anyway, I know kids in the 80s, well, most of us, I don't know most of us, but a lot of us were like really into that and thought it was cool. And And so we would, we'd just go out in the neighborhood, and there'd be a bunch of kids converged, all different ages, converged, and just like in there, like watching each other, and it was like a friendly competition, right? Because we'd have these battles, these breakdance battles and stuff, and I wasn't part of them. I was just an observer. I just watched because I knew I wasn't any good at it. It was just something that I tried to do, but I wasn't any good at it. But we'd have these battles that we would watch, and depending on where you're from, you may have different names for things, but like sometimes we called it popping, ticking and popping, and some of the dance moves were called that, and and then like there's the we call it the centipede, but other people might call it the worm or the dolphin or something like that. But we just enjoyed being together, and it was a mix of people. It was not just one, it wasn't just one, I don't know. It was a nice variety of people, okay? And I don't know if that was just because we were on a military base, I don't know, where there's just a bigger hodgepodge of mixture of people on a military base, and so the kids reflect that because they're just we're just all thrown together, but anyway, so some of the things that I taught myself how to do, one of the first things I taught myself was I really liked roller skating. Okay, ever since I was like really young, I loved roller skating. So one time I taught myself, I wanted to learn how to do the Michael Jackson backslide, but I couldn't quite get it, on just the ground with my shoes. I wasn't getting it, and I was like, I don't know, I'm just not getting it. So what I did is, one time when I was on my skates, I was like, let me try it. Let me try doing it on my roller skates, and using the stopper. This is the quad skates, not the inline skates, but the quad skates. We didn't have the inline stuff when we were kids. Excuse me. Anyway, so I had my skates on, and I was like, yeah, I'm gonna try this on my skates. So I started to do the Michael Jackson backslide on my skates, and it was like, oh my gosh, I can do it. So that was actually something that I did bring to that fun group of people, like breakdance session or whatever, like when I was out there and I was on my skates and I was watching everybody do all their really cool moves, I showed them that I had taught myself the backslide on my skates, and everybody was like, oh my gosh, that's so cool, good job, and everybody was so supportive, and they liked it. Was I like super good? No. But you know what? They supported me. They liked it. And it was entertaining. And yeah, I felt good. And guess what? I took that thing that I learned, and then at some later point, after having had the assistance of my roller skates to get that fluid movement that I needed, to do the backslide, then I was able to translate that to me doing it while wearing shoes and no wheels. So I took off my training wheels, right? I took them off. I took off my roller skates. I took off the training wheels that I needed to help me to finally do the thing that I was trying to do in the first place. Now I could do it because I had the thing to assist me first. I had that thing that was assisting me first, and then yeah. So that's what training wheels do, right? They help you until you gain the motion, the balance, the confidence, and everything that you need in order to do the thing that you're trying to do. So I was able to learn how to do the Michael Jackson backslide. Do I do it perfectly? No. When I do it, can you tell that that's what I'm doing? Yes. Okay. And did it feel good to me when I did it? Yes. It was satisfying because I did it. I did what I wanted to do. And I did it in my own way. And I loved it. And other people loved it. Yeah. Okay, so now I'm going to do the really embarrassing thing. And I'm going to show you some of my imperfect popping and ticking. Yeah. I'm not going to do the backslide because I don't think I can do it on the grass. I don't think it's going to work. I doubt it. But anyway, here goes. You know, embarrassing, but proving my point that just be you. Just be you. Okay? Emerge as you. Don't let anything else define you. Be yourself. Okay. This is not very good, okay? So that's the wave. And that you can do it also your whole body, right? I didn't learn how to do very much else as far as popping and ticking. Ticking is like this, okay? So if you know music, it's more like a staccato, like the short movements, the short sounds. Yeah. So a little like more robotic. Okay, here's my version of ticking in a body weight. Okay, not very good, right? Really not very good. And obviously I don't know how to do any more than that. And you know, with the wave and with the popping and ticking, like I don't know how to do all the, you know, some people call it cutting up, and you know, like I don't know how to do all that. Okay, but that's not the point. The point is I was able to let myself be me and learn whatever it is that I was interested in learning, and not, you know, I let myself do it, and it did bring me joy, and it brought others joy too, because they saw that I was trying something new, and it didn't matter whether or not I was good at it. The other thing that I did learn how to do, and I was super proud of it, I learned how to do the centipede, which is that, you know, when you're on the ground, and this is going forward, not going backwards. Like I see a lot of people now doing it, like where their head is here and their feet are here, and so like this is their feet, this is their head, and they're going backwards on the ground, right? You know, like a centipede or a dolphin or worm, whatever you call it. I don't know what everyone calls that. Well, I'm like this. This is my head. This is my feet. And I go forward. I've always gone forward. Okay? Anyway, I learned how to do that. I don't think I can do it now as an older woman. I tried like several years ago, and it actually didn't feel good to do it, so I don't really do that, and I definitely wouldn't do that like right now at this point in my life where I'm trying to heal my body. Well, I am healing. I'm healing my body. So I wouldn't do that right now, but so I can't show you. I'm sorry, I can't show you, and I don't think I have that on video of me doing that. If I do have it somewhere and I find it, I will definitely put it up and show you, but it's nothing special. But anyway, so yeah, the universe can send you messages any way it wants, even messages amid the chaos, and messages during an interruption of something that you're enjoying, and you know, in the form of an ad that you didn't want to see. You can get a message from the universe if you're open to receiving. Then you can receive those messages, these breadcrumbs that point us in the direction that is for our highest good, and that will help us to help us to see things in a different way that will be more supporting to us and more helpful to us in our ability to stay true to ourselves and to stay in our power. So yeah, so I'm gonna steal that message again from that commercial, and I'm gonna say, don't let symptoms, or whatever you define as your symptoms, you know, like the symptoms of the world, symptoms, personal symptoms, whatever's going on around you and in your experience, don't let symptoms define you. Emerge as you. Yeah, do that. Emerge as you. Emerge as yourself, your true self. Okay. I think that's it. I love you and have a great day. And I want to see more people being themselves. I really do. I want to see that because it's so beautiful. It's so beautiful. We're meant to be ourselves. We're not meant to all look the same and all act the same. Yeah. All right. Bye.